Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year's to everybody. I know it's a little bit late, but this is my first video coming back. I was on holiday, so a lot of the videos you saw in December were pre-recorded videos, but I'm so excited to be back to, start new videos for the year ahead. So yeah, let me know if you want to see any new videos this year, like any new topics you'd like to see. So in today's topic, we're going to be taking a look at his turn-ons and turn-offs. So we have 3 piles to choose from. So for pile number 1 on the left-hand side, we have Peacock Ore and the Crystal Magic Tarot. In the middle, pile number 2, we have Blue Cat's Eye with the Mythos Tarot. And then on the right-hand side, we have pile number 3 with Rose Quartz and the Muse Tarot. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my palatable ones. You chose the Peacock Ore Crystal and the Crystal Magic Tarot. So in today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at his turn-ons and turn-offs for the person on your mind. As you can see, I've already pre-shuffled your cards. On the left-hand side, we have his turn-ons, and on the right-hand side, we have his turn-offs. So for his turn-ons, we have the Six of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, the Tower, the Chariot, and the Page of Pentacles. And for his turn-offs, we have the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, the Nine of Cups, the King of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So what I'm noting here is it's interesting that we didn't get any reversals. Most of the cards were upright. So when I tap into this man's energy, please keep in mind that this is just his personal preference. Just so that you can kind of like understand him better and like what he likes, what he doesn't. So the first thing I see here is in terms of his turn-ons, he likes a person or a woman that he can sort of be physically attracted to with the King of Wands. But I also feel like that's not the most important thing for him. That is like a thing that is nice to have, but I don't think it's the most important thing for him, like looking for physical appearance in a person, if that makes sense. The most important thing for him is he wants to be able to mentally connect with his person. He wants to feel attracted to a person based on their mind and their intelligence. I know there's a word for it, but I forgot what it's called. But this is the type of man that does take physical appearance as something that can attract him to a person. But the most important thing for him is being able to connect with somebody on that mental level, be attracted to them and their knowledge. So a huge turn on for him is, yes, a physically attractive person, but that's not the most important thing. For him, it's like being attracted to the mind and intelligence. That is a huge turn on for this man. So, if you talk about the things you've learned, if you speak about things you've kind of observed, he likes people that are more so observers, that are a little bit more quiet. He likes people that have an interest in reading, studying, observing. That's the kind of energy I'm getting so far. I also think for him, he likes when somebody has like very beautiful eyes, because I'm very drawn to the eyes here in the Page of Pentacles, and the way her makeup is done here so beautifully, like her eye makeup and her eyeliner. So he could like when women kind of like do eyeliner or eye makeup if you're a woman watching. But if you're a man watching, then same thing, but in a way of like maybe not makeup unless you're a man that wears makeup, but maybe then he just likes men with nice eyes if you're a man watching. So, another turn on for this man you're asking about is playful banter. Being able to have a lighthearted connection with someone where it's not like we're not taking it serious, the connection, but it's more so like this is the type of person that doesn't want to have like deep conversations all the time or emotional conversations all the time. I see that he's not very emotional as a person. And his personal preference is not wanting someone too emotional either. Not that there's anything wrong with being an emotional person. I myself am an emotional person, but I'm just reading this person's preferences here. So I think he's more drawn to a person that is more playful and lighthearted and knows not to take life too seriously, can have fun. Playful banter is what I'm picking up on, rather than something being or someone being too emotional. So that is a turn off for him with the Queen of Cups, King of Cups here, someone being overly emotional. He rather is drawn to people that are more logical in nature than emotional in nature. I'm picking up for him in terms of the physical. He doesn't really have like a set type of like the person has to look like this and this and this and have this hair color, eye color, whatever. It's more so like if he likes a person and finds them attractive, he finds them attractive. He doesn't have like a usual type of like blonde hair or whatever, you know. If somebody has black hair and he finds them attractive, he's finding them attractive. It's kind of like that type of energy that's coming through. He likes beauty. He likes to look at things that are aesthetically pleasing or people that are beautiful. But like I said, that's not the most important thing to this man. That's more so a cherry on top. So, in terms of his turn-ons, I see that he likes people that are very whimsical in nature, that can kind of just go with the flow. I see that now this may not be something everyone wants to hear, but I see that he is a sucker for like, how do I explain this? He's a sucker for like past relationships coming back since we have the Six of Cups here. He's a sucker for like, um, romance is where it's like a puppy love, if it's not like past people. Puppy love, because the Six of Cups reminds me of that. Or a love we can feel nostalgic about or daydream about. So that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from the Six of Cups in terms of his turn-ons. Another turn-on for this man that you're asking about, pile number one, is he is into... I'm picking up on a type of energy that I know what it's called, but I don't know what word to use. Like, I've seen it before, I've seen people speak about it, but I don't know what word to use. It's kind of like, let's say you need my rescuing, like being turned on by that. I'm seeing that with the Six of Cups, the Tower. It's like when somebody needs rescuing or saving, that is a turn on for him. He likes being there for a person, when they're going through something. So maybe something about that is a turn on for him, like being able to help somebody or rescue somebody. He seems like a very attentive guy, like the type of guy that wants to be there for somebody when they're going through something and help them through it. And I will be honest, to me, when I'm reading the energy, it sort of feels like an ego type of thing. Like, I'm proud of myself for helping you. Um, like, I did this, I helped you kind of energy. But he may be attracted to broken birds or people that he sort of turns into projects to fix, which is not the greatest or healthiest thing, but I am seeing that as a pattern of what he usually goes for. So he might not consciously do this, but it might be an unconscious thing. It might not be a conscious turn on for him, but he might go for people that have been broken in some way in the past with the Tower, Six of Cups, which is kind of contradictory to because I don't understand like the energy here. He's a little bit contradictory in his wants and what he doesn't want, because he doesn't want someone overly emotional, but he also goes for people that have quote unquote been broken in the past. So this is nothing personal to you, pile number one. Even if you've gone through things in the past, it's nothing personal to you, but I'm just reading his energy of what he likes and doesn't like. He likes someone that can make him laugh and smile. He likes someone that is powerful or strong in nature. So those are his turn-ons for now with the tarot cards. Now we're going to take a look at his turn-offs. Well, I did speak a little bit on that, but I'll speak more on it now. And then after that, we'll get some oracle cards to end off. So with his turn-offs, I see that, again, it's a little bit contradictory. How do I say this? So this man, he wants someone that's smart, but he doesn't want someone that's too smart. And I'm picking up on a lot of ego from this man. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible and trying to word this in the best possible way so that I can be diplomatic in a way, but I feel like this man, I'm trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt, but the more I'm in his energy, the more I feel a lot of ego coming from him. So it's like he doesn't want someone to be smarter than him, but he wants someone that's smart, which rubs me a little bit in the wrong way. I'll be honest, I did this reading before, but then I scrapped it and I'm redoing it because I didn't like the way it went before. And again, I'm trying to be diplomatic, but there's something attached to his ego here, like in his turn-ons and turn-offs. Like maybe he likes somebody that can kind of stroke his ego, that doesn't make him feel insecure. So it's like this kind of energy of like, I want you to shine, but I don't want you to outshine me. Okay, that's what I see here, if I'm just gonna be totally honest. I also hear that he likes smart people, but he doesn't like know-it-alls or people that try to act like smarter than everybody else, which is interesting. That's what I'm seeing. In terms of his turn-offs, he also doesn't like people that are too overly compassionate or overly empathetic, which I don't get because I think that's an amazing thing, but this is his preference. It seems like the reason why it's coming through like this is because he wants to be the one being attentive to the person. He doesn't want to be coddled, is the word I'm hearing. He wants to be the one doing all the empathic things, not being done to. I hope that makes sense. So he prefers someone he can rather like take care of than someone taking care of him, if that makes sense. That's how it's coming through in the energy. He also doesn't like people that don't know what they want, are wishy-washy. I'll be honest, this came up in pile number 1 the previous time I did it, the one I scrapped. So it's coming up again. He doesn't like people that are wishy-washy, that don't know what they want, that are hot and cold, that are like, oh, I want this one day, and then the next day they're like, oh, I don't want this. So that's what I see. I see that he also doesn't want to be with a person. Well, this is more so a deal breaker than a turn off, rather than a turn off, but this is what I see. He doesn't want to be with a person that makes him feel like a second option, or that makes him feel like the moment he messes up or makes a mistake, they're gonna leave him for somebody else. That's what I see. He also doesn't like people that threaten to leave every time something goes wrong without trying to fix it first. So like, let's say you were in a relationship with this person, that is a huge turn-off for him, like threatening to break up or leave when things go wrong without trying to fix it or communicate through that first. He also doesn't like, I know the King of Cups is coming up right here. But the way it's coming through to me is like people that pretend to be emotionally mature but aren't. So I think he doesn't like very emotionally reactive people, or people that appear one way but aren't that way deep down. People that hide their true self, if that makes sense, behind a mask. That's something he doesn't like. The reason I say so is because when I'm looking at this book, I'm seeing the scene from The Grinch, which is really weird because Christmas is over, but Spirit is showing me The Grinch where he has that book in front of his face, and then the teacher's like, take the book down, and then he has the boot in front of his face, and he's trying to hide his face. So I'm getting this feeling of like trying to hide the true self, or hiding out of like embarrassment or something like that. So I think he likes people that are more so confident in themselves, but not overly confident. So yeah, that's what I have here. Let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards now. So another thing I'm hearing from Spirit is this man is very picky. While I'm shuffling your oracle cards off camera, I'm hearing that he's very picky. Like he's very specific with his wants, with his likes and his dislikes. He can like, let's say for example, a person that's smart, but if they're too much like this or too much like that, then it turns him off. Like that's what I'm getting. Like he's very picky with what he wants and doesn't want. But I also get that he is also understanding, like that nobody's perfect, that if somebody does have a flaw that maybe they don't really like, he can sort of learn to work through that. But if it's something that's a huge deal breaker for him, he won't even try. So I feel like that's if he has like a connection with someone and maybe they have a turn off of his, like he won't completely like reject that person. But if there are certain things that person has that are like deal breakers for this person, then he won't give them a chance. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we have turn-ons, turn-offs on the right-hand side, like I said before. So on the turn-on side, we have the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. Then we have the patroness of miraculous healing with I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. And then for turn-offs, we have the patroness of impossible causes with I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. And we have the first woman in the reverse with I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. So a turn on for him is somebody that knows what they want and takes action towards it and doesn't let anything stop them or hold them back. He likes an ambitious person. He likes somebody that is powerful. He would go for the boss babe type. That's what I see here with this card. He also likes people that are quite peaceful, that are unique in nature. Like that's a turn on for him. Someone he can be silly, weird, and fun with. Where it's not like, okay, we're embarrassed to show these sides of ourselves. Like we can be silly and playful and just like laugh. And, even if something embarrassing happens, we can make fun of it, That's the vibe I feel from this man. He also is attracted to people that just know what they want without having to get too much validation from other people of like, should I do this or should I do this, So that's an attraction for him, an attractive thing for him, I mean. Although he has attracted a lot of broken birds in his life, like in terms of dating and love, he does want someone to be able to be willing to heal themselves and work on themselves with this miraculous healing card. So for his turn-offs, he doesn't want someone that is overly religious or overly spiritual. That's just a personal preference for him. I don't know if he doesn't believe in anything or if this is like something where it's like, I don't want someone that has like a different religion or belief as me. That's what I see with this card. But I was also seeing something in the turn off side clairvoyantly. I was seeing a vision of Lana Del Rey in like an edit. You know those edits on TikTok? I don't think it's real because I was seeing it like made up. And it was basically like Lana Del Rey's voice. I don't think this is real, but I was seeing it like saying, I want like a forever type of love. I want to be like immortal with my love. Like my love is immortal. But that was on the turn off side. So maybe he doesn't want somebody that like believes that love can last forever. Maybe he's more of a realist. Rather than someone that views love from the place of like fantasy, if that makes sense. So that's what I get for turn offs. So I feel like from his perspective, he views love from more of a realistic point of view than a point of view of like forever love, if that makes sense. So I also see here a turn off for him is somebody that is like a people pleaser or somebody that doesn't speak their truth, lets people walk all over them, doesn't know what they want, just kind of lets other people make decisions for them without making it themselves. So he is attracted to a rebellious type of person. But he also finds something that turns him off is somebody that is constantly worrying about his exes. So, like, let's say you date this person. A turn off for him is like if you're constantly asking about his exes or threatened by his exes or by other people he's dated in the past. So that is what I see. We'll get some more cards now. So the next cards and last cards we have for turn-ons are Venus, Rose Quartz, Empathy, Reverse. So that confirms that he's attracted to people that are more so cold in nature rather than empathic and like overly emotional. Like we see here with the moon. So this makes me think he doesn't want somebody that's overly emotional or overly empathic, which I don't really understand why you would want like a cold person, but I feel like he's attracted to people that are more so cold in nature. He doesn't want someone that's like overly loving. I don't know why, but that's what I see. And then for Moonstone Crown Chakra Reverse, I feel like that's something about the spiritual beliefs. Like I said before, maybe he wants someone that has the same spiritual beliefs as him or same religion or culture as him, or something along those lines. And then for his turn offs, he doesn't like somebody that's like always constantly changing their mind with transition here. Always like, yeah, changing their mind, changing their opinion on things. Someone that's not like rooted in their own opinions or wants, where it's constantly like changing, constantly wishy-washy. That's a huge turnoff for him. Like I said before, it's coming up again. And he also doesn't want to go through, this is more so a deal breaker. He doesn't want to go through a struggle type of love where the relationship is so hard that it takes all your perseverance to make a change in that connection, where it's so hard that it's like you even lose hope in the connection, you know? So he doesn't want that type of connection where things are so hard, where it's like we're always fighting, where we're always having problems, where we're never seeing eye to eye. That is a huge deal breaker for this man. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated and gave you some insight into your person that you had in mind. I do hope this resonated with you, so please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. You chose this blue cat's eye crystal and the Mythos tarot. So we're going to be taking a look at his turn-ons and turn-offs for the person on your mind. So on the left-hand side, we have his turn-ons, and then on the right-hand side, we have his turn-offs. So for his turn-ons, we have the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Six of Cups, and the Magician. For his turn-offs, we have the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Page of Swords, 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and 7 of Cups. After we take a look at the tarot cards with his turn-ons and turn-offs, I will be pulling oracle cards off camera to get more into the energy, to get deeper into the energy. So the first thing I'm picking up from this man's overall vibe and energy is he's very different from pile number one. He's not so picky. Pile one's person was like more so picky about what they want. He's not so picky. For him, he has his overall wants and desires for a connection that are important to him, but he's not so nitpicky about like what a person should be like. I pick up that maybe in the past he could have had very set desires and wants or things he doesn't want for a relationship. But as he kind of learned through dating and like getting to know people, he learned that he shouldn't be so fixated on what he wants to be a person to be like. He learned over time that he should just let a person be themselves and accept them as they are. And if he can't accept them, then that's not the right person. If he's constantly trying to change that person, then that's not the right person. So he would much rather be with the person he can accept, grow with, and love that person as they are unconditionally. That's the type of energy I pick up from him. He has learned over time that when you aren't so overly focused on what you want a person to be like, you find little surprises or nuggets about that person, things that you would have never discovered before. He kind of is the type of person that wants to go with the flow and get to know a person and let them slowly show themselves to him. Again, where it's like, I'm not being so nitpicky on what you must be like, and I'm rather letting you be yourself so that I can discover who you are and discover traits even about people that I would desire, but I never knew I desired. So that is what I pick up on. He's open to desiring more as he gets to know a person and being like, oh, I never thought I would like this in a person, but I do. So that's what I pick up from his energy. Now, I do pick up he is a lover boy. He's a romantic at heart. When I was looking at his turn-on side, I saw a big engagement ring kind of energy here. So he's the type of man that wants marriage, that wants to be a father one day with the emperor. I did pick up on that the first time I did this reading. I scrapped the reading because I didn't like how it went, and I did pick that up in pile 2, and I'm picking that up again now. Like, he wants someone he can get married to, he wants someone he can have a family with, that he can create memories with, that type of deal. So he wants someone that is just as romantic as him, someone that, believes in love the same way he believes in love. And that is a huge turn on for him. Somebody that's also family orientated, someone that also wants the same things as him. That is a huge thing for him that's important. Someone wanting the same future that he wants. Now, let's say a person doesn't want exactly the same thing as him. I feel like he would still try with that person and see where things go, because he is that type of man that just believes in love. He's not so uptight about it, of like, you have to want this and want this, otherwise I'm not going to be with you. So that's what I pick up from his energy. That's like the overall most important thing for him. He wants to be a provider type of man and provide for his lover, have his lover take care of his children, come home every day to a wonderful love. Like, I just pick up on so much romance here in the turn-on side. For him, he is attracted to sexiness, but that isn't something he necessarily looks for in a partner. When I pick up on his energy, I pick up that he more so wants a lover person, a romantic person at heart. And that is the most prominent energy I'm picking up on from his turn-ons. He wants someone that believes in love just like he believes in love. He is drawn to beauty and the aesthetics, don't get me wrong, but that's also not the most important thing for him. I think he looks at a person's heart because he's looked at very beautiful people and they've had ugly hearts, and that's been a huge turnoff for him. He wants someone to have just as a beautiful soul as their physical appearance. The personality matters to him a lot. That's what I pick up on. And I pick up that he wants someone that has a huge heart, that he can make good memories with, that he can take care of, that's going to be a good mother or father. That kind of energy is what I pick up from Turn-Ons. Although he wants to provide and take care of someone, he also doesn't mind having like a boss babe or someone that is very career focused as well. So this is a simple man that just wants the more important things in life. I'm not picking up on too much from Turn-Ons. That's what I pick up on. For his turn-offs now, like I said, he doesn't want someone that is just beautiful physically but doesn't have a beautiful soul or personality. And that's what I pick up with the Queen of Wands and Psyche here. But I also pick up, this is not necessarily a turn off, but it makes him sad. So when he sees a beautiful woman that isn't confident in herself, where her confidence is like fragile and it breaks easily, that breaks his heart when he sees a woman not seeing her own beauty. That is not necessarily a turn off, but it makes his heart sad. So that's something I see on the side. A turn off for him is someone that is too overly in their head, that overthinks too much. He wants someone that can trust him. Of course, he's not going to go and break that person's trust to make them overthink or do anything to make them overthink. But he also doesn't want someone that's constantly going to be in their head or that constantly doesn't trust this person, even though this person's not giving them a reason to not trust them. Of course, he is the type of man that won't write a person off if they do overthink. He does have compassion and understanding. He will give reassurance. But if it comes to the point where he's giving reassurance and that person still isn't trusting him, then that is a deal breaker for him. Trust is a very important thing for him in relationships. And with his turn-ons and turn-offs, it's not necessarily sexual, it's more romantic. That's what I pick up from this man. I also see that he doesn't want someone that he can't see a future with, that he can't see a long-term connection with. So even if somebody is physically beautiful, physically attractive, if he can't see a future with them, he's not even going to waste his time. He's not even going to entertain them. I pick up that this is the type of man that doesn't believe in having many options, because he just knows the first time he meets somebody if he likes them or not. So he doesn't want so many options, and he doesn't also want someone with so many options, if that makes sense. He wants somebody that knows what they want and is going to say, okay, I want this. He doesn't want to be with somebody that doesn't want the same things as him. Let's say he wants a relationship, a serious committed relationship, and that's what I pick up from this man, and somebody else doesn't want that and just wants to hook up. He wouldn't even entertain that. That's what I pick up on. He also doesn't want to be with somebody that doesn't let him into their world. So when I pick up on the energy, it's let's say he's around somebody and they're ignoring him. That is a big turnoff for him. Or they're trying to make him jealous by flirting with somebody else. Or they're feeling some type of way, they're feeling angry about something, but not telling him how they feel. And just staying mysterious, if that makes sense. He doesn't want somebody that he has to almost You know when you're having a conversation with somebody and the conversation doesn't flow and it feels like you're pulling teeth and you ask them questions and they just give one-word answers? It's like they're not letting you into their world. That is a turn off for him. He doesn't want to feel like he's putting in so much effort for the other person to not. So that is another thing that's a turn off for him. Like him putting in more effort and the other person not reciprocating that at all. The thing is, he knows that effort can vary. Like one day I can put in more effort, the next day you can put in more effort. But it's like if a person's not putting in any effort whatsoever, that is a turn off for him. So that's what I pick up on from his turn offs and turn ons. And also, like, a turn off for him is like somebody that acts pure but isn't, acts innocent but isn't. So let's pull your oracle cards now. Now for his turn-ons, the oracle cards, the first oracle cards we have is the Queen of the Wilderness with the language of the natural world is a frequency of love, this is my mother tongue, and the Goddess of Discernment reverse with I spend my time wisely, I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. So he wants somebody that is able to trust him, that isn't going to be suspicious of his every move, where like he wants to be able to have freedom in a relationship, but not so much to the point where he's gonna go and do things that make you not trust him. But he also doesn't want someone with too much of an armor up. He wants someone to let him in, if that makes sense. And when somebody has too much of a wall or guard up, it's very difficult to get into their heart or to even give that person what they need or what they want because they're not letting this person in, if that makes sense. So for him, trust is very important. I see it again. I also see that he wants somebody he can feel wild and free with, that he can make jokes with, that he can laugh with, that he can be playful with, but also someone he can have deep, meaningful conversations with, someone that feels the same as him, that wants to show the same type of love to him, that for him, maybe words of affirmation is a love language. That is a turn on when somebody can be like open about their feelings and like what they feel towards him and just shoot their shot. He doesn't mind a person shooting their shot first. That is actually a turn on for him. Now for his turn offs on this side, we have the Princess of Mercy reverse with giving is receiving, the energy of the universe is merciful, and the Red Lady with I am pure strength, I honor my anger by giving voice to it. So he doesn't like people that are overly vengeful or like scorned in a way where their heart has hardened and turned cold. He doesn't like people that are like overly cold or overly angry, or people that are not very forgiving or compassionate, that are so judgmental, that have like this energy of self-righteousness where they're on their high horse. That kind of energy is a turn off for him. And also disrespect. Like if somebody is disrespecting him by swearing at him, raising their voice at him, like stuff like that is a huge turn off for him, where he won't even entertain the conversation anymore. He doesn't like toxicity in a relationship. He doesn't like stress or drama in relationships. In fact, he stays away from people that are constantly in drama. That's what I pick up from him. He also doesn't like people that hide things. Okay? Your next oracle cards, your last ones. So for the turn-ons, we have Asturian, Introspection, Fluoride Reversed, and Herkimer Diamond, Earth Star Chakra Alignment Upright. For the turn-offs, we have Pyrite, Mars Momentum, and Smoky Amazonite, Regular Star, and Abundance. So I think that's a huge turn on for him, is somebody he can just click with. This is not necessarily a necessity because I feel like we don't always just click with people immediately. Some people we fall deeper in love with as we get to know them, as the relationship and bond grows. We don't always just click with everybody, but for him, if he can just click with somebody immediately and it doesn't feel like we have to try too hard to make conversation or for it to flow, that is a huge turn on for him and just shows that, you know, that person is on the same wavelength as him, maybe thinks the same as him, understands him. There's already a depth there to the relationship immediately. That's a huge turn on for him. He also just wants to feel like the future with that person makes sense. Like the relationship makes sense. People, it's not necessarily even about people seeing you two together and it making sense based off the personalities, but he just wants an overall sense of compatibility with a person where things just align and they flow easily. Like, he doesn't want things to be so full of drama or toxicity or like, it's like we have to force it to happen. He doesn't want to force things. That's what I pick up from him. So if he feels like he has to force things, that already like puts him off the radar with the person. Now, as I say, he doesn't want a relationship full of toxicity and drama. He also understands that relationships naturally have challenges. Just like the diamond wasn't made into the diamond without pressure, but he wants someone he's able to go through those problems with and still stay strong with, where it's not like our relationship's going to break because of a small problem. So that's a huge turn on for him if he can go through life problems with the person, not that he wants life problems, but it happens to everybody, and still have the relationship be strong, you know? He also doesn't want somebody that's overly competitive with Mars here. Mars is a planet of aggression, war, anger. So he doesn't want somebody that's like overly in that energy, but he also doesn't like people that are overly materialistic with abundance here, or overly focused on the physical with pyrite. So that's what I pick up on. With his turn-ons, he also... I'm trying to understand this introspection card. He likes thoughtfulness. That's what I'm getting when I just intuitively look at this card. Somebody that can almost like not read his mind, but be thoughtful in a way. Where it's like, I don't have to think too deeply about what this person would want as a gift, because I already listened and heard what this person said of they like this type of thing. So I'm going to get them this gift. It's like, I don't have to think too deeply about what this person likes or doesn't like because I've paid attention to them. And he's the type of man that doesn't want to ask someone to pay attention or listen. But he likes someone with good listening skills that isn't overly like focused on themselves, that is able to listen to the other person and be thoughtful. So that is what I see for your reading. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my Polymer3s. You chose the Rose Quartz Crystal and the Muse Tarot. We're going to be taking a look at the person on your mind and what are his turn-ons and turn-offs. So on the left-hand side, we have his turn-ons. On the right-hand side, we have his turn-offs. We're first going to take a look at your tarot cards. Then after that, we'll take a look at your oracle cards to get deeper into these energies. So for his turn-ons, we have the Queen of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Five of Cups, the Knight of Cups reversed, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Wands. And for the turn-offs, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Star, the Four of Swords reversed, the Seven of Swords, Temperance, and the Three of Cups. So for his turn-ons, I pick up that he is the type of man that is drawn into a person's physical appearance at first, but that's not the only thing he looks for, but that is the first thing he's drawn to. Since the Queen of Wands was the first card that came out, I usually take the Queen of Wands as like a very beautiful, sexy woman, or a very beautiful, sexy person. But over time, he wants to get to know a person and see if those feelings change and develop into something more. So that's what I pick up from him. So you would know, because I'm asking Spirit, like, if there's anything specific he's physically attracted to, since this is coming up first. And Spirit is saying, not necessarily That's not necessarily something we have to go into today, because if he's attracted to a person, he will go up to that person and make it known that he's attracted. So has he ever done that to you? Because I feel like he's the type of man where if he is drawn to a person physically, he'll go up to them and talk to them and make his move on them. Like, he's not the type to wait around for someone else to make the first move. He just goes and does it. So, yeah, this is the type of man that will put in that action if he does feel something towards a person. So, a turn on for him is confidence above all else. It's not even just the looks, it's also confidence. Because the Queen of Wands is all about confidence. So, that is a huge turn on for him. Like, even if somebody is not necessarily fitting society's beauty standards, but they are beautiful, if they have confidence in themselves, he'll be attracted to it. So that's what I pick up on. Another thing that is a turn on for him is being able to get to know a person and seeing that there will be potential in the connection. So he needs to be able to see potential for longevity, because he is more so looking for like a long-term type of love. And if he sees potential for longevity, then he will change something in that connection to make it more. But he may be the type of man that takes his time getting to know a person, that takes his time with dating and love, just so that things are stable in a way. What I pick up from him is he just takes his time to make sure, to really get to know the person well enough. And that is what I pick up on. For him, he likes it when somebody is able to evolve and adapt and grow. That is a huge turn on for him. Somebody that's able to transform themselves, somebody that's able to grow as a person, even if they've been one way for a very long time. If they're able to grow and change, that's a huge turn on for him. He likes people that are very expressive with their emotions, that aren't afraid to say, this is how I feel, even if they feel sad in the moment and they're sharing their emotions. That is a huge turn on for him. Somebody that's able to express their emotions. Another thing that he likes is, let's say he does something to accidentally hurt a person and they come up to him and are straightforward with it. He likes straightforwardness. Like, he likes a person to be straightforward and say, oh, you did this to hurt me, and this is why it hurt me. Can you please be mindful to not do this in the future? Someone that's able to communicate difficult conversations, if that makes sense. I also see that he likes somebody that is very career focused and driven. He likes somebody that's ambitious, somebody that strives for success, because he's that type of person too. He's the type of man that wants to be in a relationship, the type of relationship where you motivate each other, where you're both going towards your goals, where you both have other focuses on other things in your life other than the relationship, where it's like we can build together, we can grow together. Does that make sense? Because I see an image of two people in the gym together, and it's like we're focused on our health together, and it's like we can do this together at the same time. That's a thing that's very important to him. So I don't know if he's a very active person and he also wants to be with somebody that has the same lifestyle as him. I also see that he's very adventurous. He wants to travel. He wants to, kind of see the whole world, and he wants somebody to do that with. So I pick up on that specifically. Someone that he can be adventurous with, like his partner in crime, but not necessarily crime, if that makes sense. Because I'm seeing Gravity Falls, and if you know the storyline of Gravity Falls, they're kind of just like trying to find answers of this mysterious town and like why things are the way they are, and they're kind of like going on their own little adventure. He's the type of man that wants someone he can do everything with, even boring things where you make it fun. Like, let's say we go grocery shopping together, or, we go to the gym together. It's like we can do everything and anything together. But it's not in a way of like, oh, we're being codependent on each other, but just like someone that likes to spend quality time with him because he's that quality time type of person. I also pick up that he's not the most romantic man in the world. He's not Prince Charming, but he does try to be more romantic. And so for him, someone that can kind of say, okay, this is what I want, is like a huge turn on for him. So like, let's say, you want flowers and he hasn't bought you flowers in a while. If you're able to hold him accountable and say, I'd really like flowers, it makes me feel special. That's a huge turn on for him. Like somebody that's able to allow him to change and grow, if that makes sense as well. So like, let's say he has a flaw and someone is able to come up to him and say, this is what you're doing and I'm not happy with it and it affects me this way. Someone that's able to be straightforward and upfront about it so that he can change and grow is a huge thing that he likes. Now, for his turn-offs, what I'm picking up from this man is he's not the type of person that will just get turned off by something or get the ick of something like so quickly. What I pick up from him is you'd have to do this behavior consistently for him to be turned off, with the Knight of Pentacles being the first card. So the example I was getting was, I'll have to give you a little bit of context. I was having this conversation with my boyfriend's sister during December, and she was like, I don't really get irritated. And I saw this vision of her saying this, which is why I'm giving this context. She was like, I don't really get irritated, but if somebody does something over and over and over and over again, then I'm going to blow up. And then they think I'm overreacting, but I'm not. It's just like that person did it over and over and over again. And I finally like blew off some steam. That's basically something along the lines of what she said. And I'm kind of picking up on that energy from him. He won't necessarily blow up on a person, but I feel like if somebody's doing something over and over and over and over again and not stopping, then that's when he's really going to be turned off. But if someone does something once and it's like, he'll kind of give the person the benefit of the doubt. But if he's spoken to the person and is like, okay, you do this constantly and I'm not happy with it, and they continue to do so, that really angers him. So that's what I see. I also see with the star that he doesn't like people that always need to be in the spotlight. That always need the attention to be on them. You know, those types of people where it's like you accomplish something good, then it's like, I need to one up you, or I need to outshine you, or I need to compete with you so that the attention's on me and not on you. He doesn't like people like that, if I had to explain it like that. He also doesn't like people that can't be loyal, that can't be trustworthy in any type of way, with the Seven of Swords, Three of Cups. People that are constantly like cheating, lying, being deceitful, stirring the pot, creating drama unnecessarily, gossiping. Like, he doesn't like that type of deceitful energy here with the Seven of Swords, someone that can't be trusted. With the Four of Swords reverse, he also doesn't like it when somebody makes their problems his problems and makes him stressed out. He doesn't like when people take away his peaceful mood. Like, let's say he was in a peaceful mood and they come over there all stressed out and they almost like make him stressed out, if that makes sense. Or someone that's constantly like making him uneasy or uncomfortable. And I pick up that you have to do a lot to make this man uncomfortable, but it's like someone that's constantly taking away his peace and creating problems. Like, that's an energy he doesn't like. With Temperance here, next to the Seven of Swords, I feel like this is impatience. He doesn't like impatient people or people that expect things to happen so quickly. He's the type of man that needs to see some kind of consistency before things change. Like, let's say, for example, with relationships, before we take it to the next level and make this serious, I first want to take it slow and see where things go. But if someone's constantly like, okay, when are we going to make things official? That's kind of like a turn off for him because he wants to take it slow. Where it's like, it's not like the thing of like, oh, you're being impatient, but more so not respecting my timeline. So let's say he wants to take it slow and somebody's like, we should speed things up. They're not respecting what he wants, if that makes sense. That's how he sees it. But not just with relationships and love, but also when people rush him. That's what he doesn't like. So that's what I pick up on from turn-offs. Now I'm going to take a look at your oracle cards. Okay, so for his turn-ons, we have the Goddess of Light reverse with We Are All Sacred Mirrors, reflecting back the same light. And we have Mistress of the Labyrinth with My Soul Knows the Way Through and the Only Way Out is Through. So I feel like he likes... how do I put this in words? He likes it when he can have a connection with somebody where, let's say they're going through something, they're able to go through their emotions. Like I spoke about before, like they're able to express their emotions, they're able to go through it and not run away from what they're experiencing. But I also feel with the word mistress here, I don't feel like this is the man that would look for a mistress, but I feel like he would be up for a good time sexually, but I don't feel like he necessarily looks for that because, like I said, he doesn't like deceitful people. He doesn't like people that cheat, people that lie, that are disrespectful, things like that. So I feel like he wouldn't say no to like sexual fun, but that's what I'm picking up on. With the Goddess of Light reversed, I feel like this is specific. This is about... I'm trying to find the best way to word this. Okay, so I'm gonna try explain it the best way I can. So let's say I'm in a situation with someone where someone's doing something to hurt me and I'm not putting the blame on myself and I'm also looking at their actions and I'm not internalizing their behavior. When I'm able to look at me and them as a separate entity rather than we're the same or I'm the cause of it, that's how I'm picking up on it. Like, he likes someone that is able to look at another person's actions and not internalize it or view it as like, this was my fault that this person did this to me. He likes someone that is able to go through their emotions and process it without blaming themselves for the things that necessarily happened to them or the way people have treated them. Because he likes someone that's able to understand that, okay, this is more a reflection of this person rather than me. Now for his turn-offs, we have the Goddess of the Eternal Flame with I am an eternal flame and each day my light grows brighter, and the Goddess of Devotion with I am a love that doesn't leave when I commit to love my soul evolves. So I don't necessarily think it's devotion that he doesn't like, but I think he doesn't... The vision I was seeing is like, let's say he's listening to a person speak and let's say they're in a relationship with somebody and they constantly make excuses for that person and they're like, oh, they're gonna change, but they never do change. Where let's say he sees somebody almost like make excuses for another person or stay with a person that isn't devoted to them, that is devoted to the other person. I hope I'm making sense. Let's say I'm in a relationship with someone that isn't devoted to me, but I'm devoted to them. And I'm constantly making excuses for them. I'm constantly staying with them, even though that person's not treating me right. That is a turn off for him. So maybe he's been in... I'm picking up on like third-party energies with the mistress energy here. Maybe he's been with somebody before where that person constantly went back to their ex and left this person behind for the shitty ex. I'm picking up on a situation like that where it's like, I would have treated you great, but then you left me for your shitty ex. Like that type of energy for someone here. So he doesn't like that. He doesn't think that you should be in a relationship with someone and stick all the way through till the end if things aren't working out. That's what I see. He doesn't want to be with someone where you constantly have to try to make things work and it's never working, you know? I also get with this Eternal Flame card, he doesn't like inconsistency as well, but he also doesn't like when a person is constantly like bragging about themselves, if that makes sense. The way it's coming through to me, because I'm reading this sentence here, I am an eternal flame and each day my light grows brighter, and I'm looking at the star card and I'm thinking about what I said before, where it's like a person constantly needs to make themselves look good to shine or say great things about themselves to overcompensate. Like that's eternal for him, where it's like I constantly need to brag about myself, about my achievements or what I've done or who I am as a person. You know, that's a turn off for him. So I guess he doesn't like egotistical people. That's what I see. Okay, now for your last oracle cards, we have, for his turn-ons, we have Mercury in the reverse with Emerald and Cognizance, and Flower Agate with Throat Chakra and Expression. And for his turn-offs, we have Ammonite Palace and Trust, and Opal North Node Expansion. So for his turn-ons, he likes someone he can have conversations with, that he can have a mental connection with, where it's like we can always chat and it just flows, you know? We can always chat to each other, tell each other anything, express ourselves fully with one another. He likes to chat. So he also wants someone he can constantly chat with, if that makes sense. And it's just easy and it just flows. But one thing he also likes in people is comfortable silence where it's not awkward with Mercury reversed. So like, let's say we're in a situation where we're sitting next to each other and we're just in comfortable silence. It's not awkward and it doesn't feel like we need to fill the silence so that it's not awkward. That is a huge turn on for him, like being able to sit in comfortable silence with somebody, if that makes sense. Because sometimes he just wants to be quiet. I pick up that he's like more on the middle line of introvert / extrovert, and sometimes his social battery's drained, and sometimes he just wants to sit and chill with the person and not necessarily have to say anything. So he wants somebody that's maybe a little bit more similar to him, that can go out and have fun, but also be indoors and chill and be laid back, if that makes sense. For his turn-offs, he doesn't like people that are untrustworthy, like I said before, or people that are always like, trust me, but they're untrustworthy, if that makes sense. And he also doesn't like people that are constantly saying, I'm going to change, I'm going to grow, I'm going to do this tomorrow, but then tomorrow never comes. That's what I'm picking up on just intuitively, like, I'm constantly making promises to myself of like what I'm going to do or what I'm going to achieve, but I never do it. I never expand to that place. So that is a huge turnoff for him. Like empty promises to yourself, but also to others, but also someone that constantly wants to leave when things get tough. The thing is with him, there's a line. Like he doesn't want to be with someone where you have to like make it work and it's so hard and it's like better off if you leave. But he also doesn't want to be with somebody where, like, let's say something small comes up in the relationship and they want to leave, like a small problem, you know? So there's like a middle line for him that he's comfortable with, if that makes sense. So I hope I explained that correctly. I really hope this reading resonated with you. This is his turn-ons and turn-offs. I really hope it resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.